All right, so this is my F-250. You can see the cracked dash. I've gone ahead and taken off some of this trim, opened up the glove box. I'm going to be working in the glove box. This piece comes off with a couple of screws up underneath, and I got to take out the radio. I'll go ahead and replace that while I'm here. I took off some of this trim panel and took out the ashtray. So here's what I did with the fabric I got from Styx River. Now this is a mossy oak bottomland, and I ran it sideways instead of vertical. I just figured I'd get a better look on that dash pad. But I also did the front of the ashtray. I don't know if you can see that real good. Did the front of the glove box. I got to cut a little hole in it right there for the handle. And of course I did the radio trim. Here's that piece of XL trim that goes in the dash. I was thinking about covering that up. Don't want to overdo it, which I probably already did. All right, so I'll be working on that. I'll probably do something about that seat too eventually. I don't think I need to do the back necessarily, but I could definitely do the bottom. And I'll get back with you. All right, so today I'm going to be working on my dash pad. You can see that's from an F-250. It's a 97 F-250, but it pretty much works for anything from 92 to 96 F-150s and 250s and 350s and 97. So I gotta look for a little filler to go in here, but you can see I have the camo pattern, and this is the mossy oak bottomland, and it came from Styx River, and I bought a big old chunk of it. And so what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and wrap some of my door pieces and some other stuff, but this is the dash pad and we're going to start with that. Laid that piece out, went ahead and laid it out lengthwise. I'm going to cut it a couple of inches on either side. We got some wrapping to do and a little bit of custom cutting, but right now we're just going to rough cut it with a fishing knife. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is going to go get a pair of scissors, because cutting this stuff with a fishing knife is ridiculous. We're going to have some custom cuts inside of here. We're going to use a little bit of filler in here. Not sure what I'm going to use, maybe some caulk or maybe some of that rubber stuff. And then I got a way of adhesing this. All right, so I went ahead, I took charge. I just used duct tape. I covered up most of those gaps with the duct tape. I covered up the holes and some of the other stuff, the imperfections. This material from Styx River is really thick and kind of heavy duty. And I laid it on top of here. You're not going to see none of that when it's done. So on with the next step. I got me a can of 3M Super 77.
This is glue, strong stuff.
This stuff sticks to anything. You want to spray both surfaces. You want to spray the top of this and the bottom of the fabric. You want to lay this down on the fabric. It'll stick right to it. And we'll go for the custom cuts in just a minute. Okay, so about the best way to do this, I'm going to go ahead and use my overspray on the fabric. So I'll take the can of spray and I'll shoot it on the front of the dash pad, and the overspray will come back under here, and that way I'll just fold it over, or actually I'll turn this over on that and let it roll. Okay, so I got it wrapped on pretty good, got it covered up. Can't see a bit of the red tape. It's on there pretty tight. I'm letting the glue dry. Again, on that 3M Super 77 glue, the best way for me to do it was to spray it on both sides. You gotta let it dry. You gotta get it tacky. Once it's dry, lay it down, smooth out all the wrinkles. And I tell you what, man, this thing, let me show you what I'm dealing with. Now, I picked this one up at the junkyard. It was a gray one. My car is actually brown. You can see the condition of the one I have. It's pretty bad off too. I'll be pulling that off. I'll be doing the same thing, but this one goes in place of it. I'm looking forward to getting that on here, and probably going to do those arm pads also. Driver's side's in pretty bad shape. This one fluffed out. All right, that's it for repairing a dash with camo. All right, so here's where I'm at on this. I went ahead and got the dash pad in, Got it screwed in tight. Glove box done. Ashtray, got a nice cover on it. I went ahead and did the bezel around the AC. Installed a old radio I had laying around, and put the mic on there too. So a couple hours, about 50 bucks, maybe 60 bucks, and just a little bit of patience. A couple of trips to the junkyard, and that's what Styx River Mossy Oak Bottomland does on my dash.